Hey everyone, my name is Sagar Virmani and welcome to my YouTube channel. This channel is basically going to be about artificial intelligence, the applications of artificial intelligence, and how different areas of life are being altered and affected by AI, especially these days when AI is improving drastically. I mean, at a speed it has never been before. So, how is my channel different from every other channel? There are so many channels on YouTube teaching about data science, teaching about statistics, teaching about AI, their impact upon industry. There are multiple things going on. Let me tell you about myself as well before we move on to the channel perspective and what the channel is going to do. I have been in the AI industry for some time now. Somewhere around 3 years, I have been data scientist and been working with multiple clients in freelancing as well, in terms of data science projects, AI projects, and now these days Gen AI is improving as well. So 3 years in the industry of AI, and before that, I have worked in multiple domains such as finance. I've also worked in customer service, in operations, and know how these activities, day-to-day operations work in different domains. How different domains how knowledge in different domains is basically used to solve problems, and how we leverage AI to solve those problems. And since I have seen how the industry works in multiple companies, in multiple areas, in multiple domains, how different group of people from different backgrounds come together and solve it for different problems. It's all about solving a particular business issue that's at hand. So AI is not just about learning to code or learning to maybe learning a library like Python pandas to analyze data, or maybe learning TensorFlow for deep learning framework. However, it's more about understanding how business problems exist and how we solve those problems on day-to-day basis. Maybe a small problem, maybe a huge problem, maybe a problem which affects the industry on a huge scale, or a company on a huge scale. Maybe a problem which changes the structure of the entire industry completely. For example, Gen AI, a technology which has changed everything and is evolving at a rapid pace. So my channel is going to be covering all those topics, because if you work in an industry, and everybody and all of you watching who have been in the industry, and all of the freshers as well watching who have never been into the industry but know how to interact with different people, different teachers. I mean, even if you are a fresher, you talk to your teachers about your assignments, about your exams, you communicate with them. Similarly, people who are from the industry, who talk to people, to their stakeholders, to the managers, and people in the company itself on a daily basis to solve the problems. This communication and community building is an integral part of solving any issue, because unless and until we come together as a community to solve an issue, we won't be able to find a solution for it. Solving problem is basically why we develop new technologies. When there was no software, we learned how to program and create a new software. So right now, these days, every day we are finding different ways to solve a problem. So a lot of courses in AI these days, especially online. I mean, the online world is filled with plethora of courseworks on AI, on data science, on ML, on statistics. The point is, coming from a professional background, I have seen that these courses are not taking into account what matters really, and that is application of what we have learned, and communication with the stakeholders, communication with people, and being able to have that community to understand the problem and to be able to solve it in the way that it's required to be solved, and maybe propose new ways in which it can be solved. Maybe find a different solution to a different problem, or maybe find a problem within a problem and then provide a solution for the same. Maybe there is a structure that's already existing and nobody knows how and when it can lead to a problem later on. Maybe there is a gap somewhere in the pipeline. Maybe there are ideas which have not been mentioned by others but are like uh, in the limbo, have been in a limbo for a while. But when we listen to those ideas, we understand, hey, you know what? That this particular situation, this particular problem that is arising right now has been in the past, and now because of the structure, because of this new idea or a group of ideas that's coming, we can actually alter or change the entire structure or the pipeline, or build a new pipeline which ultimately solves multiple problems. And it can be costly, it can be cost effective, that's a different issue. But coming from an industry background, I know all of those things, and I'm gonna uh, approach learning in that way. So I'm gonna be taking for I'm gonna be going forward with different playlists. I will be starting with statistics. Why? Because data science is a part of AI, and I have been a data scientist for quite a while. I would say that starting with statistics to understand the facts and numbers of this world and how things work, that's really important. Hypothesis testing, understanding distributions, understanding how we visualize different things, how we work with different data sets, how we change and analyze our data, how we gather our data. These are all really important points, and statistics is the way which enables us, is that it is the subject which enables us to understand those graphical representations, those visualizations, those numbers, how we are able to comprehend those facts, and based on those facts, what can we do next. And if we have a model, like for example a machine learning model, a deep learning model, how are we going to evaluate its performance? That's also based on statistics. So I'll be building my first playlist, I'll be creating my first playlist based on statistics, and the approach that I'm going to take is, after explaining the theoretical part of something, I'll rather go with the application of the same, and how the same thing can be communicated to different people, and how that has worked in industry the way I have worked, and how do we actually use that in solving a problem later on. Maybe there is a small point. For example, take a central limit theorem. It's a small theorem, but it can be used in the data set when we are working on a particular problem. So again, I'll come with those points as well. Right now, I'll start with my statistics playlist in the way I've just mentioned, with the approach I've been taking, and then I'm gonna move on to a different playlist after that, based on what's the response on my statistics playlist. Yeah, and whatever you guys want me to post next, maybe ML, maybe you guys want me to work on a particular library and show that how it works. Maybe some people want me to like go into depth into pandas, or into other libraries like TensorFlow, Keras, so scikit-learn. So it really depends. So yeah, so that's what's going to be in my on my channel next. Thank you for watching. See you next time.